have him flicking off the... Oh, he is. Welcome to another episode of
Nerd Out!
I'm Randy, this is Brian, and holy shit, this is a big
Motherfucker?
Yeah, I was just... That was my edited version, because, you know, we censor ourselves.
We should start doing bleeps. That would be hysterical.
You know, it's too much editing for me.
That'd be so... I think, but that's even more obnoxious than leaving the
You're
swearing
probably right,
in.
you're probably right.
So...
Neither of us were... We both wanted this, but, like... I don't know if we were in the market for it, and
apparently one of us was.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna get this. I just got that Prime, and then I had my toy show, and Mark 44 Prime brought this to the toy show.
Yeah, you told me it was sweet, and I was like, you just got a new high-end toy, and I was depressed. I bought it. I was like, fuck it.
I'm so happy you did.
Oh, yeah, me too. I needed something. I was bored.
Yeah.
And holy shit, am I glad I got it. This thing's incredible. I mean, it's like 18 inches. I think it's like 3 pounds. It's beautiful. It's
It's a beast, man.
It's a beast,
like,
man. I mean, it's G1 Skyfire, and if you're a fan of Skyfire, I'm gonna save you the time. Just get it.
Yeah, honestly, it is beautiful. The minute he pulled it out of his backpack, I was like, "This is for me."
He's had it in his backpack.
Dude, he had it in a backpack. Yeah, he had
sweet. Okay, dude, that's awesome.
This is no joke. Like, this is a serious robot. I mean, what are your thoughts? Like, aesthetically, like it.
I think it's beautiful. I mean, I think it's like they took, like, somebody loves, like, Skyfire.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? We're gonna make the best Skyfire we can, and we're not gonna over-engineer it. We're gonna take the cartoon. We're gonna make it. We're gonna give it to them, and they did. And they made it the perfect size. They made it.
You think it's the perfect size?
Yes and no.
Yeah, okay.
I think for Masterpiece, it's perfectly scaled. But me personally, I would prefer it like maybe.
Wow. But if he was any smaller, like in the show, was he bigger?
Yeah. No, he like if you put MP10, I think that's about right.
Okay.
I mean, he's a huge dude in it. But the whole thing is, it's like he's sort of unwieldy to transform and stuff. But no, they did it to be Masterpiece, so I think the size is perfect. You know, but it's like I love it. I have nothing bad to say about it.
Can I haven't transformed it, but I did see my only complaint, and it really is the only complaint. First of all, I would prefer a slightly less cartoony looking face, but that's preference.
Yeah. That
is just purely like, we all know that I don't like the G1. And then to go along with that, like, I don't really like the gray paint on the face, which you scratched the shit out of.
Yeah, I did.
What happened, man? What happened?
I don't remember. I transformed it and caught his nose on something. I don't know.
I think the face, like...
Or maybe it came like... I don't know. I noticed it after.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So...
I think if it was just a little sharper, and I still like my robots with silver faces. Like, it's just the way it's going to be. Like,
that's
I'm
fine.
not going to change.
I don't give a shit if I might paint it. That might be a good excuse to paint it silver.
I think that would be awesome.
Like.
I'd love to see it.
So
tell me about the transformation.
Super easy. It's like 18 steps, which I gotta be honest, I sort of appreciate because, like, don't get me wrong, I love my Megatrons and stuff like that, but they made this thing quick, and you know what? They had to make it quick.
Yeah. Because
at this size, if it were complex, you'd break it.
Right.
Like, you couldn't have it this big, and if it were to get spindly and stuff, you get a big robot and it like basically explodes, that's when they break. You can do that with something small, but this would be way too big to make it super complex. I mean, it's simple. I mean, legs shrink, arms go up, middle extends, and
joints are tight as shit,
it's tight
man.
as hell. And I mean, he's got the perfect amount of ankle pivot so he can sit flat.
What's transformation time? Like, can you transform it on video, or is it too much?
Yeah.
All right, transform that motherfucker.
I
want to see the jet mode. The box, man, how does it even fit in that? Like, just real quick.
Okay, you know what? We'll start there, which is
it.
part of my complaint.
Okay.
Okay, here. This is my one real complaint about this toy, is when you get him, he comes, like... Let me get him. Just, like... He comes looking all gimpy, because... This is how he comes in the box.
Oh, that's not too bad, though. I know what you're saying.
It's sort of depressing when you're looking at them like, no.
You're right. Because you want to open up the box and see. But you know what? Can I say like when it comes to Transformers, like I think it's a mistake packaging a Transformer in robot mode.
You've always said that, and you know what? Maybe in a window box.
No, in any mode, because I think that the payoff is getting to the robot mode. Like, I think I need it to be an alt mode, and I think the payoff is the robot mode. And I think if you do it the opposite way, it's kind of like a blue ball. And like, don't get me wrong, I like the alt mode, but like, no one's buying a Transformer because they need to see the truck, right? Aren't they buying the Transformer because they ultimately want to see the robot?
I think you got both, honestly. I mean, like,
really? Like, do you think people have collections of Transformers? And you could tell me if you do, where it's just like all the vehicle modes?
Yeah.
You do?
Oh my. Yeah, why not? Hell yeah. I think a lot of people, Autobots roll out. I mean.
I guess so, but like ultimately, like when all is said and done and you put them on the shelf, you think that's, I don't know. If you do, I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just like for me.
Like, I leave this guy in jet mode most of the time.
But when it's all done, are you going to leave him in jet mode?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, in that defense, that's a really unique looking jet. But if it was like if it was an Optimus Prime truck, would you just leave the truck on the
I have a couple. I have them in both because I mean the whole thing is. But a lot of people go both ways. But it's like a lot of time it's like impressive if you have something that is like. That turns into a robot.
Right.
Like you got that whole thing, and I don't know. I go back and forth. Like I do both, but I know what you're saying. And I do, I sort of, I half agree with it. But then I understand the other way, too. But...
I understand it. It's just that, like, I'm a robot fan, and I want to see the robot. Like, ultimately, like, my goal is to turn the vehicle into the robot, I guess. G1s were all vehicles,
They were, weren't they?
But on the opposite spectrum is GoBots were packaged as the robots, and I'm a bigger GoBot fan, as we all know, and I'm going to criticism, but I don't care. But
do people really still give you shit about that?
No, I don't think anyone cares that much. I mean, GoBots just is really no threat to Transformers whatsoever. Like, it's actually unfortunate to me, because what happened to that GoBots line by Action Toys? Is it done? The machine?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know, but I hope they keep going. I'd like to get some new. It at least gave me like an option of non-Transformer character robots, which I like that. Like I'm into it. Like I don't need my toys to be part of the Transformers universe. I just like cool looking robots that turn into shit.
Why is this hard? It is harder when you're on film.
Yeah,
I did this in 2 fucking minutes, and now it's like what the hell?
It's hard when you're like the pressure is on you. The pressure is
on. And I cut my nails this morning, which doesn't mean anything.
You cut your nails with like on something, or you trimming?
I meant trim my nails.
No, I mean I'm just curious. I like that there's some good panel lining on this. It's definitely inspired by the cartoon, but it doesn't feel.
It's not too like
softened. Yeah,
I'd say it probably has more detail than the animation model.
Yeah, I would definitely say so.
Which, like, technically everything should, you know, if they're gonna make a cartoon into a 3-dimensional toy, they gotta add something.
I agree, but that's where a lot of people debate that issue, and Inferno seems to be the.
But even they still added a little bit, just not as much as most people wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the animation model, he's got a lot more detail.
Yeah.
Well, not a lot, but more at least. Let me do this.
I think Jetfire is on my list for like he was the top. He was on the Skyfire. He was on the top of my list of masterpieces I wanted to see.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of almost got this on your recommendation, and I was bummed. I'm like, you know what? I'm having a shit day. I was expecting a raise. It didn't work out right. So I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Why not just spend more money, you know, that I don't have.
I'm glad you did, because I get to play with it more.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah.
So,
what does it cost? Like, it's like
$230 to your house. That's done deal.
It's pretty good value. Like,
so.
Is this his gun?
Yep, that's his gun. It doesn't really store well, and in jet mode, but you know what? I don't give a shit. A lot of people, that's a deal breaker. Like, where do you put the gun in? I don't give a shit.
No, I don't give a shit either. I'll be honest with you. I wish that they would go back to the day where like Transformers had like separate missile launchers.
They just popped on.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. I don't need it. I don't need my robots to be completely self-contained, like completely. Like I want the vehicle. I don't really want parts formers, but like I don't care if the accessories and guns don't hide. That started with like I guess it started with G2, but like Beast Wars was where that really like became a thing.
Where it was integrated?
Yeah, where it was integrated. I'm sure that someone will argue that. I think probably G2.
People will argue anything.
Right, and it probably was G2, but like Beast Wars was when I really noticed it. That is a big fucking jet.
Huge, man, and it's like I love it, but it does like. I'm not gonna bitch. I'm not gonna bitch about big robots that turn into jets.
Do you wish the armor was a separate piece, or do you like that?
No. That's my favorite thing about it.
Really?
Is it? Oh yeah, because the Chronos people hated that you had to like pull it off to transform it, and I didn't hate it.
That Chronos gets a lot of shit.
Well, like, especially now because it had some huge issues on it, and it's like, nah, dude, don't.
It wasn't really the look of it that was
the
people.
Feet.
It was
the
okay.
Feet would butt the ankle. It had ankle issues, and then what else was it? There was something.
I think it was like everything just fell apart. Like from what wow, that is so awesome. I love that.
And then remember the one that came out before that, the Mechaform one?
No,
there was one before that, and everybody. It was like. It was supposed to be so good. It was an American company, and that was a turd. It was so bad, and it's oops, I almost forgot.
Dude, I love that. That thing is beautiful, man. I like the design of it.
Me too, and I love this jet. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like I fly like I'm a jet guy. I fly my jets more than I play with my robots. But it needs to turn into a robot.
Yeah.
But like I'm like.
I think a jet is my preferred. Yeah, that's awesome. I think the jet is my preferred alt mode.
Hell yeah, it is.
Oh man, that is a beast. Like you could fly this around though. I do
fly it around, man. Like I fly the shit out of that thing.
It looks like an old like 80s Bandai robot toy, or like oh man, this thing is so awesome. Does this open?
Yeah, hell yeah,
it does.
Yep. The hinge is on the back, I think. Yeah, just put that shit up, get a nail in there, do it up.
I don't want to fuck shit up because then I gotta buy it. But I like the transparent blue.
It won't fuck it up. It's like.
Oh yeah, okay. I like that. It looks good, man. It's sharp.
I wish you could put dudes in it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'll bet they come out with third party.
Really? Do you think that would fit Diaclone? Looks like it's a little narrow. Yeah. God, this is beautiful, man. And this is heavy. Like this is serious.
It's simple. Like it's like, dude, your kid can figure out how to transform this thing pretty much.
Yeah.
And none of it feels like it's gonna break. None of it. It's just like this is a plain man's toy. This is like, you know what? Let's give Skyfire guys something to play with. Like,
yeah.
And it sort of is a beauty queen too. I mean, it can be a shelf queen that you can just go to town on.
Yeah. Can we pause this video, transform it back, and do some comparison shit?
Hell yeah.
All right. Yeah. That was a lot of Jetfire transformation.
Yeah. We just Jetfired the shit out of ourselves. I'm exhausted now.
But now they get to gaze upon the levels of Jetfire.
Yeah.
Look, everyone's got their own opinion. Like, I mean, but you can just look for yourself and make your own judgment call. Like, this was cool. The Classics was cool in its day, but it was always too small, in my opinion, and like its proportions were always too small. And then the opposite of the Generations one, like, it was cool design, but it was totally unfinished. Like,
that was so underdeveloped. The pictures of it, when it hit Toy Fair, I was so fucking geeked. I had to have it.
Yeah, you bought it on the secondary market.
I spent like $100 on it to get it early, and that was, dude, I actually liked it when I got it, but it was still like, it was a letdown. That thing was so like, this is almost like where all the bitches about hollowness. Mm-hmm. This is it. That's where it started. I mean, I didn't start there, but that's like the epitome of it Where I think we're fans like, yeah, go fuck yourself. Like,
well, they did like it. Literally looks like Hasbro or whatever, like had on paper this like really great looking robot.
And they're like,
with
now
a really
cheapen it. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna cheapen it.
Right. And now we got to take all the shit off.
Yeah.
But this would be like, we talked about the Wei Jing treatment a lot. Yeah. This is the one robot that I think would really benefit from a Wei Jing treatment. Make it a little bit bigger, fill in everything, make it good. But ultimately, like when you look at it, like, how do you not fall in love with this?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is if you want a non-stylized G1 Skyfire, not Jetfire.
It's true.
This is it. I mean, this is like, yeah, I mean, and I mean, a lot of people, it's not their thing. Like, a lot of people didn't like him. They thought he was too clunky, he's ugly, but then there's the dudes that love the cartoon. Me. Yeah. And I think it's perfect. I think they nailed it like a split hog.
Here's the question for you. Does Takara come out with one better?
Hell yeah, they do. I mean,
where do they make, like, where are there improvements?
Where I think Takara would maybe make it a little bit smaller. They would make it more ornate. It would have a more complex transformation. It would have. I think they would just give it a more complex,
smoother, and like
they would. I think they'd stylize it too.
You do.
I think they would stylize it. They would make the jet more angular and maybe a little bit more believable. They would make it more cohesive, like in jet mode.
More accessories, probably, because it doesn't come with a lot of accessories, right? Yep. It comes with this gun, right? Which is, it's okay. It's fine. I don't know if this was this G1.
Accurate,
it is accurate. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. It looks good.
But I think they would make the jetpack more integrated in jet mode instead of just
plopping it
on top, you know? But
yeah. I think the head would be better, but then again, like I can't say that I really love the direction of Takara Tomi's head designs at this current place. But
I mean, the only issue with the head is the color, right? I mean,
yeah, but it looks very human, and again, that matches the cartoon. But I'm not in it for the cartoon. Like, I do wish it was a little sharper. I like the Diaclone look. Like, I like the Diaclone heads. What sets Skyfire apart from all the other Transformers is that I don't want it to look like the old toy, because the old toy was a Robotech Valkyrie, and I like the uniqueness of the character, and it was a different character. Like it's just a different character. So theoretically, we never got a G1 Skyfire.
Yeah, I mean, even this is as close as they came in. Like, yeah, I don't really understand the aesthetics of this. It seems like they were trying to go halfway between Valkyrie and then I don't know either,
but I do like aspects of it. Same thing with this. Like, I love the aspects of it. It just was unfinished. Where that just was kind of a little too small for Jetfire.
Yeah, I mean, but that was such a good interpretation. I wish Wei Jing, come on, guys, do it.
I love the faceplate. I love that option. Yeah. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, as far as heads go, like that is more my preference of head. Like, it just looks sharper, a little meaner, a little less cartoony, like a little less smiley. Like, maybe that's what it is with the Masterpiece designs. They're a little smiley for me, and he's not even smiling. Now, you said that what accessories does he have outside the gun? You said that he has an option. I thought you said they had an option of light piping.
Yeah, he's got light piped eyes, and he's got a separate chest plate. Like right here, so you can do a Decepticon or an Autobot.
You need an Autobot sticker with that guy.
Yeah, I think so.
So ultimately, do you
buy the fucking thing? Oh my god! If you want it, $230. If you like that, I don't like. Even if Takara doesn't, I don't think they're gonna go for the same aesthetic. Yeah, I think they would go for something a little different.
Like, it's still like all the third-party stuff generally loses its value a little bit when Takara Tomy comes out with theirs, but I think this might be unique enough where it would hold it. But I don't know. That's just
a couple years.
Yeah,
seriously. Whoa.
Yeah, I don't think Skyfire's on their short list.
I don't think so either.
You know who it kind of reminds me of, and I don't know if this is going to turn people off, but it kind of like, other than quality, like, it feels way higher quality, but aesthetically, it's kind of got like the Star Saber.
I was gonna say, I think it feels like Star Saber in parts, because I don't want to say it, but you know that shampoo bottle feel?
Oh, I don't think it feels like that. Yeah.
Feel his shoulder right
really?
there. It feels the same. There's a couple parts that have that same sort of feel of that like, but I don't, just a couple parts, it doesn't bother me though, but I think that feels like Star Saber's leg a little bit.
Maybe, but the thing is these legs are so chunky and heavy that, like, immediately when you pick it up, like, it feels like
It's a beast. I mean, this thing is not light. This thing's heavy as shit.
Dude, you could take naps with this guy.
I have.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he sits with me and the dog on.
Is he gonna yellow?
We'll find out, won't we?
I guess we'll find out.
Probably. But this guy's held up pretty well.
Yeah, he has held up.
He's dulled a little. I don't know how white he was back in the. I don't know.
I don't know either. Like, he's held up too. He's only a couple years old. I don't know how does white plastic just ultimately yellow, or is it just different kinds of white plastic? It's whether it's hitting the sun. I don't know the rules.
I think it's different kinds because like my beagles.
Oh yeah,
it's like yellow,
sucks.
not beagle, but the Toonami version.
Yeah.
Which I wonder if there is a difference physically, or is it just the box?
They had different Scott Bernard heads. I remember that. But my SOC Dan Kuga is yellowing, and it's just like it's so infuriating when you have anything that turns yellow.
Yeah,
like
hundreds of dollars in toys that are like.
You know what was my motivating factor for parting ways with my vintage Star Wars collection, action figure collection?
What?
My
that they would yellow?
My Luke Stormtrooper started to yellow. Like when
I got to let it go.
I had to let the whole collection go, dude. It was
crazy.
Yeah. It wasn't that cut and dry, but it was like the pushing factor. Yeah, because when I got my Luke Stormtrooper, it was crispy white, and then I would see it and I'd be like, this is.
I know it's like getting a chip on your new car, and it's like you can't unsee it. It's
definitely. Fortunately, like Andy and I think Andy did it with me. We there's like a peroxide method. Andy and I tried it and it worked fine. Like we fixed up. I had a Starcom figure and a few other things, and it'll whiten your stuff up. I think they make a gel. Like you can make a gel, and it's one of those things where I have no idea why I haven't done it since then. But I'd like to do it. It'd be fun just to like take a whole bunch of yellowing stuff and just peroxide it up. So I mean, at least there's that option. Like. If you get to that point where you're so nervous, like my Starcom Star Max bomber is yellowing. Yeah, there's no way around it. So
really, that's guaranteed it'll yellow.
Yeah, it's pretty guaranteed that's gonna yellow.
Even if I thought it was light that caused it. So it'll yellow even not in light.
I think certain plastics have certain chemical reaction to anything that will. Yeah, because I didn't put that in the light.
That makes me feel better than about the Beagle because I thought I keep calling it the Beagle. Mine is a Toonami.
Yeah, Toonami.
But I took really good care of it. It was in a case.
Yeah, I don't think
shade and everything. You know.
I think sometimes it's inevitable. Like I think it's just there's nothing you can do to stop the fact. Just put that thing down. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Again, thank you. I want to thank Mark44 Prime for showing this to me. Like, he pulled it out of his backpack.
because he got on my ass. It's awesome. You'd buy it. I didn't even see the thing.
And you did.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll buy it.
And you did. I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend it. I don't think that, oh my God, look who's come to visit us with their brand new haircut. Where you been?
Well, hello. Yeah, don't even think about not getting it. If you're on the fence, get it. I mean, it's like, there's nothing to really bitch about. Like, honestly.
I love it.
Tell you if there were.
Yeah, I love it. So check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and P.O. Box is somewhere around there. We haven't gotten anything in a little while for our P.O. Box. It's kind of getting lonely, so...
Send us something.
Yeah, I think the last thing we got was you got a birthday card, which was very nice. Thank you. Yep. And until next time,
Nerd out!